I'm Thea.
And I'm Marley.
Tonight on News, what's happened to Ipswich's town centre? We give you an exclusive report.
We ask, are aliens living among us?
And what's happened to Ipswich? And a special investigation into Ipswich's traffic crisis.
But first, today's headlines.
Marley didn't make her bed this morning.
Theo ate a scone.
Ben is watching the sunset.
Helen is looking at gravestones.
And finally, literally thousands of people gathered at the Spill Festival in Ipswich for the new launch of a new local television show. The crowd was described as mainly very happy, and so far the show has been an enormous success.
And now a special report on the town centre from our reporters Daniela, Keisha, Samuel and me.
The town centre was getting really less populated. More shops are closing.
We wanted to find out what was really happening in the town centre. So we went to go speak to people who work there.
My name is Kathy Frost.
My name is Joshua Wright.
My name is Mike Bowden.
My name's Beth.
Where were you born?
I was born in Ipswich.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1990.
What is your job?
Well, at Applaud, we all do a bit of everything. So we're barista, we lead the kitchen, we bake cakes, and I own the business with my sister, so we also have lots of admin to do as well.
My job here is as the Marketing, Growth and Partnerships Director at Corey Brothers.
I am the owner and co-founder of Wagyu Burgers and Street Food.
So I'm the owner of a small independent shop called Love One.
This is a random question, but what's chai?
Chai, it's like a blend of spices. So you can have like a chai latte where it's mixed with steamed milk. So it's a nice, hot, comforting drink.
What's the secret ingredient for your burger?
That's a secret.
What is your experience of keeping your shop open, and is it hard?
Yeah, it's hard. I think you have to be slightly bonkers now to own a small business.
Yes, it is hard to kind of keep things running as a small business because we've got quite a small team as well.
I have the best life most of the time. I have great customers and it's a real buzz when you have a good day, but when you have a bad day, it's really tough here.
Do you think it's quieter in town now than it used to be?
Since COVID, we've not seen a return to work. So all of the people that worked in the offices would have come out at lunchtime or before work or after work to have shopped and gone to restaurants and bars and whatever. They're not here now. So that footfall hasn't returned.
People still haven't got lots of extra money to be spending, so people are a little bit more careful about what they spend their money on now.
So many people now shop online and they don't necessarily go to shops quite as much as they used to. It's just changing.
The dreaded word in my world is Amazon, because Amazon is amazing at what it does, but it's ripping the heart out of communities.
Are you worried about the town centre?
Yes, it is a bit worrying seeing lots of shops close, and yeah, not having as many nice shops to go to, and it kind of worries you that there might not be as many people coming into town.
Yeah, I am really worried. I'm worried about your generation, what you're going to inherit, because when I was your age, town centres and shopping was a huge part of my life. It was a way of communicating and being part of a community. Shopping online has many benefits, but the one thing it doesn't have is that sense of community, that sense of connection, that sense of being, that sense of place.
What is it like serving customers?
I love it, it's great. I have loads of regulars that I know their name, I know their telephone number, I almost know their orders. I love having different conversations with different people. I've got some regulars that love rugby. I've got some regulars that I talk to about food. I love it. It's one of the best parts of the job for me.
Yes, I am worried for the town centre, but I'm also confident that we can bring it back again.
Do you know what the plans are for making things better in the town centre?
That's a really good question. So I sit on the Chamber of Commerce, which is a network of businesses regionally, and we all get together and we discuss what is needed for business to succeed. So for the town centre, there is lots of work going on with different agencies trying to attract different services, different people back into town centre, back into the venues.
What would you like to see in the town centre?
Ooh, I'd like to see some more shops come into the town centre, so that there's kind of lots more going on. So maybe some events happening by the town hall would be good. So something to bring people into Ipswich.
So I'd like to see the Cornhill area of town a real hub for events and socialising and eating and drinking.
Instead of your food truck, could you use one of the empty shops in town?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely it's something that I'd like to do, and we're in the process of kind of looking at this time.
We're trying to encourage things like pop-up shops for some empty venues.
I'd like to see what we do here on St Peter's Street replicated around the town. We've got a nice little high street here.
Debenhams, we are trying to help the development of that into so it becomes flats.
We won't get big retailers in, I don't think we will, so let's go local.
Our last question is that we're going to share our ideas for we think to add in the town centre.
Brilliant.
Samuel thinks for more libraries and more ice cream shops and a donut shop.
Yep.
And Keisha asked for kids' McDonald's and a kids' playground.
Yeah, I mean town centres are going to become more hyper-local. So what I mean by that is we're going to go back to where we were in the 1950s. So people living and shopping within a local area, and that will mean more services for us all. So yeah, things like playgrounds, because we want you to shop on the high street going forward and have a sense of community. So if that's more libraries or more places to get books and more places to eat and drink, then that's got to be good for everyone and for everyone's mental health, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
In the future, I think there's going to be more people and like more shops.
More shops, more people, more music and more loud people singing.
Always love your town, whether it's loud, quiet, empty or full of people.
This is Marley,
Danielus,
Keisha
and Samuel.
signing off.
Slay!
And since that report was completed, no shops have opened in the town centre. What do you think about the town centre, Theo?
I think it's really bad how all of the shops are closing and all of my favourite shops in Ipswich town centre are closing and I can't go to them anymore.
Interesting.
We've just received this breaking news. Sean's bedtime is 10 o'clock. And now I'm handing over to the weather to Marley.
Thanks, Theo. Now I'm getting up from my seat, stepping down the step. I can see my mum. Hi, Mother. And now I'm walking across the stage to go out of the door. I'm going out of the door that leads to the stairs. Now I'm going down the stairs. I can see green walls, some paintings, and some flowers and a plastic boat. Now I'm going out of the door that leads to the bar, I can see Coca-Cola, J2, my favourite, and apple ties. I'm now going out of the door to tell you what the weather is like. So outside it is very cold and it's very dark. I can see a small van, 2 cars and another van. I can see some houses in front of me and a few trucks. It feels very cold, like it's not warm at all. It looks quite dark and I can see the street lamps are on. That's all for the weather. Back to you in the studio, Theo.
Thanks, Marley. And now a special investigation into the Rendlesham Forest incident from Billy, Isaiah, Mason and Raf.
About 4 feet off the ground, about 110 degrees, getting a reading of about 4 clicks. Yes, sir. Yeah, but no, it's dying. No, it's dying. I think it's something other than the ground. I think it's something variable here. Tree right over.
In December 27th, 1980, something mysterious happened in Rendlesham Forest.
There's no doubt about it. There's some type of strange flashing red light ahead. It's yellow. I saw a yellow tinge in it too.
We want to investigate it, what it was, and how it's affecting Ipswich.
It's brighter than it has been. Yellow. It's coming this way. It is definitely coming this way. Pieces of it are shooting off. There is no doubt about it. This is weird.
We spoke to Alex Ward, a UFO expert and a photographer. When was the first time that you came here to Rendlesham Forest?
I came when I was about 25 years old, so sadly about 15 years ago now, and I knew nothing about the UFO trail or any of the history here, and I immediately felt quite connected to the place and felt it was very, very strange, and that kind of feeling has never left me.
Can you tell us about what happened during the Rendlesham Forest UFO incident?
The general story is that in December 1980 there were between 2 and 4 nights of a supposed UFO visiting the forest, and it's kind of widely regarded as Britain's Roswell incident, so the most significant UFO incident in the UK.
Have you seen any UFOs or anything unusual in the sky?
When I was 17, I saw a black triangle in the sky above me, and my friends and I witnessed it, and then it disappeared. But that kind of sparked my interest in UFOs, so that's my own sighting.
Do you think that the aliens actually might be real?
Good question. I think that I'm quite an open-minded person, and I think that the universe is so vast and there is so much evidence that it would be stranger to think we are alone than to not think there are aliens. What about you guys? What do you think? Do you think aliens exist?
Yeah.
Great.
All of us do.
Alex made me think that what he told us was quite interesting. Like, it was kind of out of this world. I've never really heard anything like it before.
After speaking to Alex, we wanted to find out what other people thought about UFOs.
Do you believe aliens are living among us?
No.
Are aliens affecting Ipswich?
No.
Do you believe in aliens that are living among us?
Possibly, yes. I guess maybe not among us, but in another world or solar system potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Do you believe aliens live among us?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Have you heard of the Rendlesham Forest incident?
I have. I actually live in Rendlesham, so yeah, I have heard of the Rendlesham Forest incident.
Do you believe aliens are living among us?
I do. I think they are.
Do you believe aliens are living among us?
Definitely.
Do you believe that aliens are living among us?
I believe that anything could
be going on, really.
Do you think aliens are affecting Ipswich?
Oh, that's a very good question. Are you an alien?
Maybe.
Okay, so one of my friends, her dad was in the fire service and attended a incident and arrived on scene, and then was very quickly told to go away by men with American accents wearing suits.
Oh my.
Our investigation made us have many questions. We wanted to find out if science had the answer.
So we went to speak to an astronomer, a scientist of the stars.
Have you seen any evidence of aliens in the sky?
Well, there is a little bit of evidence for life. So what we have now is some really, really clever machinery. And what it can do is it can look at the light of different stars, and it can see the light of the stars getting slightly dimmer as the planets around those other stars, not our sun, other stars, you can see the light dim as the planet goes in front of the star. And we're beginning to see in that light evidence of some chemicals that on Earth are made by life. So, you know, if there's life out there, I'm sure there will be life. I think it's very likely there'll be some form of intelligent life. Will we actually be able to have a sit down with them and have a chat? Bit more tricky.
If the aliens have been in Rendlesham Forest for 40 years, what would they have been doing?
That's a great question. And this is, again, why one of the many reasons why I don't think there were aliens in Rendlesham Forest.
Can we predict where aliens would land?
Well, it's a bit like the Rendlesham Forest thing, isn't it? You have to kind of think, well, if I was an alien, why have I come to Earth then? Have I come to invade? Have I come to make a documentary? So why have they come? And I would have thought that if they've bothered to come all of this distance, then either they wouldn't reveal themselves to us, and I think their technology would be so good that we just wouldn't know they're here, or they'd rock up on the White House lawn and say, hello, we're from Alpha Centauri, can you please stop killing each other and start looking after your oceans, please?
I think they would probably hide if there was actually like life.
Yeah. There's a theory out there, and it's called the dark forest theory. And the dark forests theory is a scary one because it basically says the universe is like a dark forest. And if we're wandering around in this dark forest, if we see something else, don't run up to it and say hi, hide.
At first, I was quite skeptical about it. But the more we did it, the more I kind of had a little bit belief. Like, I don't really feel like they're real, but like after hearing all these stories, it sounds more likely.
We just need to look up into the night sky.
Maybe just go somewhere nice and quiet in the depths of nowhere, like a forest, and just be quiet and just listen.
If you see a blue light in the sky or a triangle, that might be aliens, so hide. This is Raph, Isaiah, Mason and Billy signing off. Back to you in the studio.
Sports now. Ipswich Town are still second in the championship. And on Friday PE, my team won 25-0. In other football news, Ralph stayed up till 2 a.m. playing FIFA with his dad. In athletic news, Marley went for a run around town. Elsewhere, Daniela's played basketball in the garden and Keisha played Roblox with her besties from school. And that's the end of the sports news. Now back to Marley for an update on the weather.
Hi Theo, I'm in town now. The weather is as pretty much the same as it was before. If I look down this way, I can see the yellow mega bunny. It's got a really big mouth and it's got floppy ears and it's really yellow. It looks like it's screaming for help. I can see the town hall. And a hot dog van. And I can see the botanist restaurant. It's really busy. I can see lots of people walking around. There's a lady and a man wearing grey leggings and a black top. They're arguing, I know that for a fact. I can see a man who's probably coming back from the gym and he's got lots of tattoos on his arms and a hat. I can see the bank in NatWest and some jewellery shops and some like beauty shops and the opticians. I want to go this way because that man's weird. What else? I can see some benches, some concrete stone benches, and I can see a shop called Snappy Snaps, and it's a photo shop where you can get your passport done. That's all for the weather. Back to you in the studio, Theo.
Thanks, Marley. And now we turn our final in-depth report of the evening. Our reporters have been investigating the problem of traffic in Ipswich and how to fix it. Here is a special report from Aurelie, Freya, Caius and me.
During rush hour, everything is like, there's so much traffic, you couldn't tell.
We interviewed the children in our school to find out how traffic was affecting them.
It makes a lot of children late for school, which makes it very hard.
It doesn't really affect me because my parents don't have cars, neither do I because I'm underage.
What is it about the traffic that affects you the most? Probably the noise, because like sometimes you're just trying to focus on something and you just hear like so much like beeping and stuff.
It takes longer to get where you need to be. People getting into car accidents and getting hurt.
That I agree with Marta, but also sometimes the road get blocked off because people have crashed into other people, so then it slows everyone down.
Where do you think the most traffic comes from?
Cars. It's kind of like bad though, because there's like so many cars, so they just like block, and sometimes there's even like really close crashes.
Yeah. We wanted to find out what could be done to make traffic better, so we went into town to get some suggestions.
What's your name?
Zoe.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
What do you think could be done to make it better?
So it would be good to have probably even more buses. It would be good to encourage people to walk more or to get onto bikes and have bikeways.
I think if people car shared, that would make it a lot easier, and if people could walk rather than drive, then also that would make it better too.
And getting more bikes on the road, so like bike rentals would help as well in Ipswich.
Well, there are a lot of confusing one-way systems in Ipswich, I think, which perhaps we could maybe look at changing a bit or making them move a bit better. I'm not sure, because there's not a lot of room to add extra roads around Ipswich, is there?
Maybe they could invest more money on the roads. That would be a good start. Because I think they invested some money on the fountains behind us and the paving slabs a couple of times, and yeah, it could be better spent elsewhere, I think, on the roads and the infrastructure.
The people of Ipswich were really annoyed, not angry, just annoyed about the traffic.
We went to talk to the mayor of Ipswich to see what she thought about the traffic.
We talked to some classmates of ours and they told us that the traffic often makes them late and there are too many roadworks and too many accidents. What do you think of that?
Well, I think there are too many roadworks. Every time I take a different route trying to avoid some roadworks, I find they put some more up in my way. But unfortunately, I have to walk with a stick because I've got a bad hip. So driving is my only option for getting some places, and I find that quite difficult.
What ways do you think there are to help the traffic?
Well, I don't really have the answer. That's my honest answer to you. I don't have the answer to these problems. I wish I did. I think traffic outside schools poses a problem. Obviously, the answer is not to arrive at school in a car. But I mean, I know, for example, that your school, St Matthew's, has quite a big catchment area. So people are travelling quite a long way, aren't they, to get to your school? So it may be the only answer.
Are you doing anything to stop the traffic?
Personally, I do try and use the train wherever I can. I do like travelling by train, and I do find the trains very efficient.
Are you making a difference?
I hope so. I hope so. What my biggest aim in my year as mayor is to make people feel proud of their town.
If you had to make a difference about the traffic, how would you change it?
I think I would make maybe possibly some more one-way systems, so that we didn't have the problem of people parking and then people queuing to get past lines of traffic. But as I think I've said, unfortunately, as a member of the Borough Council, I can't affect any of that. That is up to the traffic experts, and they work with the County Council, Suffolk County Council.
The mayor was really nice, but we were a bit disappointed that she didn't have the answers to lots of our questions.
We know traffic is a problem almost everywhere, so we wondered if any other places had been better at fixing it.
We spoke to Eivind, the leader of the Committee for Transport and Environmental Affairs at Oslo City Council.
What have you done in your city to make the traffic better?
We have done many different things. We have built a lot of public transportation, mainly the subway, but also new trams that we bought a few years ago, and new electric buses that don't pollute, so there's no emissions. The past years, we have built almost 100 kilometers of new bike paths, which makes it a lot easier to bike around the city. One of the ways we did that was to increase the tolls on the roads for cars. So it's more expensive to drive into the city, but then we use that money to make it easier to travel by, for example, bus or subway or to bike.
When you first made these changes, how did people in Oslo respond?
I guess you could say that the people who are living outside the city center, a lot of them have been used to driving cars into the city. And for them, maybe it became a bit more expensive and they had to drive slower. So some of them became angry. But then again, a lot of people living inside of the city, and also a lot of people living outside of the city who like to visit the inside of the city, they saw that it became much better because the air became cleaner. It was safer to walk and to bike, and also a lot of the shops in the inner city realized that more people wanted to walk there and shop there when it wasn't that much traffic. So I think we kind of overcome the hurdle. But in the beginning, a lot of people were a bit mad.
Are you missing cars?
I actually grew up on a little island where there were no cars. So I grew up on a place where we didn't have any cars and we walked and biked everywhere. And then I moved to the city and I actually wanted the city to be a bit more like where I grew up. So I'm very happy to see that the city is becoming less car dependent. And it's important to remember, just like where you live, that the city came before the cars. So this city was built before we got cars, and it's much nicer when we don't have as many cars and they don't take up all the space.
We're also trying to make the traffic better here, and hearing your ideas kind of gave us like an idea on some things that we could do too.
That's very good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that. I think there are a lot of young people, especially in all over the world, and maybe especially in towns and cities, that see the same thing. It's very nice to hear that.
This is Theo, Aurelie, Freya and Caius signing off. Back to you in the studio. We're coming to the end of the evening show, so let's go back to Marley for one last update on tonight's weather. Marley?
I'm just coming up my street now. I can see my neighbour's house and a co-op and a corner shop as well. I'm now going up to my front door, so it's like going up like a really steep hill because it's so steep. The grass is quite yellow, or it's not very like grown a lot. It's like dead grass. It's not very healthy. And my door is red as well. I'm just getting my keys out now. I'm just opening the front door. That is just my dog. Now I'm just getting something to eat, like some crisps or some sweets, and now I'm just going to go upstairs. Oh no! I'm now going to go upstairs and eat some of my crisps, and yeah. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio, Theo.
It's nearly time for us to leave you, but before we do, let's take a look at the headlines from tomorrow's papers. Bird poos on woman's head. Everyone in Ipswich is excited for the Spill Festival. Teenager helps elderly woman cross busy road. Car crash in Ipswich. 5-year-old girl loses life. There is a fire. Local woman goes to McDonald's. Lisa from Blackpink visits Ipswich. Cat goes into a shop. Dog gives woman a high five. Rishi Sunak resigns. iPad did a kitten. Scientists create a cross between slime and a hamster. Someone is twerking at the front door. Help. 2 teens arrested for stealing their teacher's car. Ipswich man has picked his nose up so high he accidentally picked his brain out. Dyslexia has been cured. A kitten has diarrhea. The word slay has been banned. Former St. Matthew's pupil becomes Prime Minister. Someone is chilling in a sunbed. A new law has passed allowing all Year 5 children to walk to school without permission. Mr. Bacon the pig goes out into town. Bones inserted into everyone's brains. Pineapple is now the only legal pizza topping. World populations in decline. Cheetahs become pets. Aliens are real. The pavement on Kelly Road has melted and everyone on the street is stuck in it. There's bad air everywhere. Ipswich town centre is completely empty. No one is allowed to play games or watch TV. COVID returns. A new year, a new start. New flowers discovered that cures all sickness. National Science Festival comes to Ipswich. now smarter than humans. Everyone is glowing. New species of dinosaurs discovered. Robot Elon Musk builds a robot skeleton for the Earth. The world is getting hotter. The last elephant has died. Elephants are now extinct. All the flying cars fall out of the sky at the same time. There's only one tree left in the entire world. Scientists discover angels. Humans are gone due to overfishing. Animals thrive, buildings fall. The world is basically a better place. Rainbow waterfall seen above Ipswich. The earth becomes a rainbow. Flowers fill the ocean. Life discovered on the sun. Dogs become the new humans. Earth escapes the sun's gravity. The whole universe explodes and disappears. Everything beautiful is gone. All life is gone. And that's all for tomorrow's headlines. Thank you for watching News. Have a very good evening.